Monkey.
The WBC have officially ordered Shakur Stevenson versus Isaac Cruz as a final eliminator for Devin Haney's WBC World title. Now, obviously, we knew that Shakur Stevenson was moving up from 130 pounds to 135 pounds, so this comes to no surprise. Now, I really do like this fight. And obviously, I suspect Shakur will win, and Shakur is the favorite in this fight because, as I've said in multiple videos, I believe that Shakur Stevenson is the most skilled boxer today. He's the most technically sound boxer. He's got amazing timing, distance, footwork. He understands it all. His ring IQ is as high as they come. I'm talking Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker level. That's how highly I rate Shakur Stevenson. And Shakur Stevenson tends to do extremely well against guys who have shorter arms, and especially significantly shorter arms, guys who have less height and less reach. Whereas Isaac Cruz tends to do well against taller fighters, so this is essentially a match made in heaven. Isaac Cruz has his opponent with his ideal dimensions that he likes to fight against, and Shakur Stevenson has a kind of opponent he likes to fight with ideal dimensions. In terms of their height and reach, that's what I mean when I say dimensions, if anyone is confused. Now, when Isaac Cruz fought Gervonta Davis, Gervonta Davis is more skilled than Isaac Cruz. Let's just get that out there first. But I also think it's a situation where he is not used to fighting guys who are that short and guys who have such short arms that it may have affected him. It may have stifled his ability to establish his rhythm because he's used to seeing guys have way more reach and way more inches in terms of height on him. So when he sees someone like a Gervonta Davis, he's very unfamiliar, and he wasn't able to make the adjustments, and Tank boxed very well in that fight. I mean, I feel like Isaac Cruz probably gets a bit too much credit for that because it's a loss. He lost. I feel like he's got a lot of credit for losing, which is bizarre because Isaac Cruz was applauded, just because he went the distance with Gervonta Tank Davis. People were saying, oh, Isaac Cruz is a very tough opponent. He's a very durable opponent. And I get it, Tank is a big puncher, but I believe Tank even had a messed up hand for that fight. So he probably gets more credit than he deserves, but it is what it is. If he can stay in there with someone who's as big as puncher as Gervonta Tank Davis is, then, he's definitely got a good chin, regardless of if Tank's hand was hurt or not. But for me personally, Shakur Stevenson is on another level. Not of just Isaac Cruz, but of even Gervonta Tank Davis. And I suspect he'll win almost every moment of every round. Now, the thing with Shakur Stevenson is we've never really seen his chin or anything like that tested because he's been so good defensively. He hasn't allowed an opportunity for himself to be hit clean. Because if you compare Shakur Stevenson to someone like a Devin Haney, we've seen Haney stunned. He got stunned against Jorge Linares, and he reacted pretty well. We could see his level of punch resistance. It was decent. I don't think it was anything exceptional. He doesn't have a granite chin, but he's definitely not chinny because he didn't see that punch coming and he still stood up. He was a bit buzzed walking back to his corner, but his chin held up. It will be interesting to see if Shakur does get hit clean, how does his chin hold up against someone like Isaac Cruz? Because from my knowledge, Cruz is a pretty decent puncher as far as I'm concerned. He's one of the top punchers at the 135-pound division. He's a bigger puncher than Rolly Romero, in my opinion, and people made it out to seem that Rolly Romero is this massive puncher. No, Isaac Cruz is a much better fighter than Rolly Romero. I wouldn't say he's as big as a puncher as Gervonta Tank Davis, and he's probably not as big as a puncher as someone like a Ryan Garcia. But I say that Garcia is more so with his left hook. I don't feel like Garcia carries as much power in his other shots. He's more dangerous with just the left hook, whereas Isaac Cruz has power in both the left and the right hand. So, yeah, I think this is a fantastic fight. I don't think the winner of this fight will actually get Devin Haney next because I believe Haney will fight Loma, and then I believe Haney will move up because I don't think Devin Haney can make the weight. So in that case, they would probably have to, because Haney will probably fight Loma after Shakur has fought Isaac Pitbull Cruz, or maybe around the same time. But yeah, whatever that happens, I see Haney vacating his belts and moving up, so the winner of this fight may be able to pick up the belts, essentially, or one of the belts, the WBC belt, I should say, specifically, because it's going to be vacated, in my opinion, sooner rather than later. Because we saw Devin Haney on the scales, he is definitely struggling to make weight. He's actually disadvantaging himself by staying in this weight class, but he's doing it to shut up the haters like Paulie Malignaggi. He could have easily just moved up, and we could easily say that, yeah, he struggled to make weight at 135 pounds for a long time. It looked quite worrying on the scales. It's more than a reasonable move, and it's more than understandable that he moves up. But he's got some detractors, and he's probably trying to prove them wrong and just clear out his division for as long as he can until he has to move up. So yeah, need to focus on Shakur and Isaac Pitbull Cruz, because that's the topic of discussion. But yeah, I see Shakur winning the fight almost every round, as he normally does. If Shakur does get hurt, if he does get hit clean, it'll be interesting to see how good his punch resistance is, because I don't think we've ever really seen Shakur hurt. No, we've never seen, not I think. We have never seen Shakur in a position where he's even looked vulnerable. And that's why I rate him so highly, because he's fought a gold Olympic medalist in Robson Conceição. He fought Oscar Valdez, who was the champion prior, and then Shakur took his belt from him. And he didn't even look vulnerable. That's why I rate Shakur Stevenson so highly. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Is this a good fight? Who do you favor, Shakur Stevenson or Isaac Pitbull Cruz? And do you think the winner of this fight will fight Haney next? Because it is essentially a final eliminator, but I actually think Haney will move up. That's why I don't believe the winner of this fight will actually get to fight Devin Haney, because I think by that time he would have vacated his belts if he beat Loma, obviously, and then he would have moved up to 140. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Alright, peace.